We've hunted some colorful fugitives here in America's Most Wanted, like the Gentleman Bandit and the Peanut Butter Bandit. Maybe you remember the Zombie Bandit, a serial bank robber in the Midwest. You ripped off his mask and found a former Peace Corps officer. Now the FBI wants you to unmask another serial bank robber, a man in Los Angeles who's been outwitting agents for 8 years. Lennon Ozizwe picks up the trail of the Shadow Bandit.
I got the term the Shadow from the old radio program. Who knows what evil lurks in the minds and hearts of men?
The Shadow knows.
The FBI doesn't know how he does it, how a phantom bank robber's been able to evade them, slipping in and out of banks as if he were, well, a shadow.
The Shadow would appear and disappear, and that's why we named him the Shadow. He's been around for so long, and everyone here in Los Angeles, the police department, the sheriff's office, everyone knows the Shadow.
As far as the FBI knows, the Shadow Bandit began his career as a serial bank robber here at this bank in Century City. Well, 8 years and 29 banks later, the Shadow remains as elusive as his name.
The day had just been basically a normal everyday day. Yeah, until him.
This bank teller came face to face with the Shadow.
He walked up to my window, and he had the business bag with him. He unzipped it, and with his left hand, he proceeded to pull out a gun. He was saying he'd like to make a withdrawal, and he pointed the gun at me.
She gave him the cash he asked for. Scared?
Oh, yeah. I pulled my alarm, and I ducked down, just so if he felt like shooting, I would be down below.
But the Shadow had already vanished.
Nobody knows what exit he went out of.
This is a little irritating. We usually catch people very quickly, so we would like to catch this person. And also, the fact that he's armed, we treat it with a higher priority because somebody could get hurt.
The FBI in L.A. has lots of experience with bank robberies. It's the bank robbery capital of the country. More than a fourth of all bank stick-ups happen here.
Yes, hello. I'm calling from the FBI. We had a hold-up alarm from your branch. May I speak to the victim teller, please?
Investigators tracked more than 2,300 holdups last year. In spite of the competition, the Shadow stands out here because he's been at it for so long. Agents have watched him age through the eyes of surveillance cameras.
This is March of '84 when this string of 30 bank robberies began. And you'll notice he has dark hair, rather trim in appearance. And then as we go down to 1990, he has gray hair. He's put on a little bit of weight, and he's going through the midlife changes that we all seem to encounter.
And the FBI would like to force him into retirement before he reaches his golden years. Agents say one of the reasons he hasn't been caught yet is because, as far as bank robbers go, he's not greedy.
Unlike most of our bank robbers, he will appear, rob a few banks, and then just disappear off the face of the earth for perhaps a year. He's been lucky also. He had the encounter with the deputy marshal.
County Deputy Marshal Mark Girodina was in the process of serving papers at a Security Pacific bank in Hawthorne when he crossed the path of the Shadow. Let me get this straight. When you first meet the Shadow Bandit, you tell him that he's left some of the money on the floor?
I looked over the gentleman and I said, "Sir, you dropped your money," and he said, "Thank you." And then I went on oblivious to what was going on.
In a matter of seconds, the courteous conversation turned dead serious.
I feel this tugging at my back, and I hear the voice say, "Give me your gun, give me your gun." And he's grabbing at my gun. You know, and I'm slapping his hand away. I grabbed him and shoved him, and we wrestled somewhat, and I shoved and knocked, he had 2 guns, and knocked one of the guns out.
Sensing real danger, the deputy marshal moved quickly, not to be a target.
I thought, if he's going to go after me, I'm not going to give him a direct body to hit. So I go, and I'm drawing out my gun, see? And then he cranks off a round, and I heard a woman scream, and a little girl, I think a little girl screamed as well. So I looked to see if they were all right, and as I turned, he was gone, out the door. And I pursued him.
During the chase, he fired several rounds, and he didn't catch the Shadow. But the vanishing bandit left quite an impression.
He's very dangerous. Anyone who shoots off at an officer is dangerous, in my opinion. He must be an interesting man, though, to evade the FBI this long. You have to respect that about him. I'm still looking for his car.
So is the FBI.
The FBI says the Shadow Bandit is due to strike again soon. If you recognize him, he won't get that chance. The Shadow's about 6 feet tall and weighs just over 200 pounds. He has acne scars on his face and sometimes wears a beard or mustache. Tellers describe the Shadow as very businesslike and professional. He used to wear sports coats to his robberies, but lately he's shown up in sweatsuits, especially this warm-up jacket. FBI agents want to know where the Shadow Bandit is, and more importantly, who he is. If you think you recognize him, don't hesitate. Pick up your phone and call our hotline, 1-800-CRIME-92.